Get ready for a quick quest guide for the Ethically Acquired Antiquities Quest, in which the main rewards for completing are 6,000 thieving experience, 5,000 coins, and 1 quest point. You'll need to have completed both the Children of the Sun and the Shield of Arrav quest in order to take this one on, and skill-wise you'll just need to have level 25 thieving. When it comes to items, you'll just need around 5,000 coins, which will more than cover the expenses incurred during the quest. Then for recommended items, you'll just want 1 Varrock Teleport, and if you've completed the Twilight's Promise quest, then 1 Civitas Fortis Teleport will come in handy too. However, know that this teleport will only save you a couple of seconds. Finally, I'd also consider wearing weight-reducing clothing and bringing along 1 stamina potion if you have access to it. Now you can begin this quest at the museum located within Civitas Fortis in Varlamore. To begin the quest, simply inspect the empty display in the northeastern corner of the museum's ground floor, revealing that the diadem normally displayed here was recently stolen. After closing the interface, some dialogue will pop up, and you'll then want to select yes to officially begin the quest. Next, talk to Curator Herminus in the center of the room and begin by asking, could you tell me more about that empty display? Before then going through the rest of the chat where he will suggest that you look for clues. In the northeastern area of the room, you'll find a tool bag on the ground. Investigate it and go through the text, and afterwards inspect the empty display nearby and spacebar through the text to find that the glass has been tampered with. Next, you'll need to chat to academics, citizens, and tourists within the museum. Keep talking to the different kinds of people in the museum, and eventually one will reveal that they saw a suspicious looking character head over to the Quetzals. Now ensure you're on the ground floor of the museum and then run south out of the Grand Museum before locating the Quetzals a little to the west. Talk to Regulus Cento and ask, have you seen anybody suspicious around? And then spacebar through the chat, whereby Regulus confirms he has and that they went east. Now run a little ways east to the Cothon, and you'll want to locate the trader crew member dressed in white near the ship. Talk to them and begin by asking, have you seen a man with a case? And then follow this up by agreeing to do the trader a favor, saying, sure, what do you need? And after some more chatter, you'll be handed some tattered sails. Next, run southeast and head into the crafting shop, where you'll find a woman named Artima. Use your tattered sails on Artima, and after some dialogue and being triggered by the ghost of one small favor, say, go on then, and thankfully Artima will simply do her thing and repair the sails. Now run northwest and return back to the trader crew member before using the sails on him and going through the chat, where it's revealed that the suspicious man went to Port Sarum. Now right click on the crew member and select charter, before selecting Port Sarum and then selecting OK to pay the travel fare of up to 3,000 coins. Then cross the gangplank off the ship and talk to Trader Stan, before asking, have you seen a grey-haired man with a case? And you'll then be tipped off that he went to a rune shop. From here, run a little ways north and just a tad west to the rune shop run by Betty in Port Sarum. Talk to Betty and ask her, have you seen a grey-haired man with a case? And then spacebar through the chat, whereby Betty will hand you the notes of the strange man's rune order. Read the notes to get a riddle, in which solving reveals the order was for teleport runes to Varrock. Next, teleport to Varrock and then run northeast into Varrock Museum. Once here, talk to Curator Haig Halen and say, I'm looking for Zerna's diadem, after which the Curator will sound super guilty while not admitting to anything. Now pickpocket the Curator to receive a storeroom key, and then use this to unlock and go into the storeroom to the northeast of the museum's ground floor. Following this, search the crate directly in front of you to find Zerna's diadem inside. Now exit the storeroom and return to the Curator before talking to him, this time saying, I found Zerna's diadem. A mini cutscene will then take place where you confront the Curator, and you'll then need to choose options to fill the shame meter and make him feel guilty for being a douchebag. Here you will need to repeatedly choose from a range of randomly generated responses with the goal of increasing the shame meter up to 100%. And I'll pop a list of chat options that successfully increase the shame meter on screen now. They're color coded, with darker green ones having a more powerful effect on the shamer meter, and lighter green ones having a still positive but less powerful effect on the shamer meter. So prioritize the dark green ones first. Also know that there are so many options that there could be some that I missed, and also that there are wrong options which will reduce the shame meter too, although it's pretty easy to recover from this. After the shame-o-meter reaches 100, you'll then transition into a cutscene, whereby the curator reveals he was browsing the museum when an actual thief broke in who he then defeated. Knowing the diadem was at risk, he then took it to Varrock and now doesn't know what to do with it. After the cutscene ends, continue through the chat where the curator will agree to anonymously return the diadem. Now let's return to the Varlamore Museum, either by teleporting to Civitas Fortis if you've completed the Twilight's Promise quest and running northeast, or alternatively by leaving the museum and running southeast to the Quetzals and choosing travel on regular Cento to reach Varlamore before running a little northeast back to the museum. Once inside, talk to Curator Herminus and begin by saying about that empty display and going through the rest of the dialogue. And then after it finishes, bam, quest complete. You'll be awarded 6,000 thieving experience, 5k coins and 1 quest point. Thanks so much for watching, catch you in the next quest.